Assalamu alaikum. I am Isha Gul and welcome to another episode of Link Up Lounge. आज हम जिस टॉपिक के बारे में बात करने जा रहे हैं, it specifically targets the younger generation, or I would say it targets every person. आज हम बात करने जा रहे हैं कि how to keep your creative spirit alive amidst the hustles of life. So for this purpose, we have a very special guest joining us today. She is the youngest lecturer here at University of Rawalpindi, and she does contemporary art as well.
One of our expertise is miniature art. So please welcome Miss Aina Marzia. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. Okay, I think first thing that all our viewers would like to know, especially those who are involved in the art industry and the art field, is that obviously you're dealing with a lot of art students on a daily basis as well. आपके पास डिजिटल आर्ट्स के स्टूडेंट्स हो गए, कंप्यूटर आर्ट्स के हो गए, इंटीरियर डिज़ाइन के भी, एंड मेनी अदर प्रोग्राम्स एज वेल. One thing that is going on in the minds of the students is that what does the art market, the job market specifically looks like?
Thank you, Isha, for this session. First of all, I would like to answer this one question. So, contrary to the popular belief that university ki education is the only thing that you need for any vocational purpose, that is your career, art market is like the additional thing that you have to adjust to when you are learning at the university level. वो ये है कि that if you are not, well, first of all, it is very competitive, and second of all, it is very diverse, so you will meet a lot of variety of people. Even among the painters, you will feel like you are interacting with all different kind of people. So the art market itself is like very vast, and it is very complex, and it's another kind of exposure. It is a practical kind of exposure. I would say कि जैसे आपके लिए एक मेच्योर बनने के लिए ज़रूरी है कि आप स्ट्रीट स्मार्ट हों. आई वुड से दैट आर्ट मार्केट इज़ द इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ स्ट्रीट स्मार्टनेस.
आर्ट स्टूडेंट्स का कोई पोटेंशियल है आर्ट मार्केट के अंदर या नहीं? आई थिंक द वन थिंग दैट आर स्टूडेंट्स स्ट्रगल विद इज के how do they build up a portfolio, or how do they build up a profile just say they can use as a resume or as a CV, so that they can pitch themselves out in the job market?
That everyone thrives and everyone struggles to create the most perfect portfolio that they can get their hands on. वो कहते हैं कि हमारा काम जो है वो इतना अच्छा हो, इतना presentable हो कि that the person who sees it gets very impressed. But the truth is that if you have to follow that passion and that journey, you have to make the bad artwork. So bad artwork is kind of like आपने एक खराब artwork produce किया है. It's okay. That is part of your process. So my advice for those people is that you have to keep creating all kinds of work. आप अपनी हर लाइफ की स्टेज में एक आर्टवर्क प्रोड्यूस करें. Either if you're happy, you're sad, you're stressed, you don't have material, you have a lot of resources, आपके पास जॉब है नहीं है, just keep producing something. It's going to capture this journey of your life. It's like it captures the essence of your being. अब उसमें से of course अब practicality पे depend करता है that you have to take out all of the portfolio that is in the best presentable form. But the truth is that you have to never ever stop creating.
हमारे जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो कंप्लेन ज़्यादातर ये करते हैं कि दे आर सो मच लोडेड विद एकेडमिक वर्क कि दे डू नॉट फाइंड टाइम टू क्रिएट आर्ट, या फिर दे गो थ्रू अ क्रिएटिव बर्नआउट. So, what kind of advice or what kind of tips would you like to give to these students that how they can keep in touch with their creative spirits amidst the hustles of life? कि life goes on, ups and downs आती रहती है. So, among all these kind of situations, how you can keep your creative spirit alive?
Okay, Isha, I think I'm having a lot of fun in this answering these questions. Okay, this is again a very interesting question. I will answer it based on however I have perceived these things in my life. There's this artist block जो कि in reality it exists especially जब आप academically बहुत ज़्यादा pressure में होके काम कर रहे हैं. आपकी नोटबुक का वर्क है, आपने ऑफ कोर्स वो रट्टा मारने वाला सिस्टम जो हमारा बचपन से चलता आ रहा है, यही सब कुछ जो है अब आगे आके अगर यूटिलाइज किया जा रहा है तो यही होगा. उस दौरान काफ़ी स्टूडेंट्स की, इवन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द जनरल पाकिस्तानी पर्सन, बचपन से हमें सिखाया दिया जाता है कि आपने रट्टा मारना है, आसमान नीला है, सेब जो है वो रेड कलर का है, जस्ट फिल द एप्पल विद द रेड कलर एंड दैट्स इट. बट यू नेवर टॉट हाउ टू थिंक क्रिएटिवली बिकॉज यू आर डिस्क्रिमिनेटेड. अब वो बड़े होके भी वही प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं, बट विद द बर्नआउट इट कम्स विद द एक्स्ट्रा बैगेज ऑफ बर्नआउट. And how does one deal with it? I had some personal struggles with this kind of situation. So how I dealt with it is that I have went to the people around me. Basically, आपको अपना ऐसा social circle build करना होता है जो आपके जैसा है. Yani, instead of being surrounded by people who criticize you all the time and they're looking at things mundane in a mundane way, go and find the people and the group of people जो बहुत ज़्यादा creative है. It inspires you. Second of all, I usually go to the galleries when I see के artwork किस तरह का produce किया जा रहा है, तो it kind of inspires me. Third of all is that, again, even if you are producing a bad kind of artwork under stress, you have to keep producing it because artwork does not equal to perfection.
Okay, so what I'm sensing from your answer is कि networking is the key and we cannot stress this enough. आप चाहे arts की field में हो, चाहे आप tech related field में हो, चाहे आप business की field में हो, networking is so important. How would you relate networking to the art industry?
So the thing is कि जो art market है, it must have a network. Why? Because art is a form of it's based on social sciences. आप किसी भी शोबे में जा रहे हैं, like it's your career, life choice, whatever that is, आप अगर network नहीं कर रहे, specifically if you are in the social sciences category, आप मीडिया को उठा लो, आप आर्ट्स को उठा लो, you just take arts में भी there's fashion industry, there's a industry of the painters, there's architecture. If you are not networking well enough, you do not know how many people there are in the market. You cannot find the clients, you cannot find the people that you can connect with and maybe share your ideas with, get inspired from. आपकी ग्रोथ नहीं हो रही. अनफॉर्चुनेटली आई एम गोइंग टू से दिस, इट्स गोइंग टू साउंड वेरी ऑफेंसिव टू अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल. अगर आप एक ही जगह पे स्टक हैं, इफ यू आर जस्ट लर्निंग थिंग्स बट यू आर नॉट नेटवर्किंग साथ साथ, you won't actually grow.
Exactly, networking is the the critical puzzle piece that is missing in the whole picture. अब जब हम networking की बात करते हैं, students in the fields of computer science and software engineering, जितनी भी tech related आपके पास industry है, they are using LinkedIn as a platform to do networking. Not only specifically the tech students, but also business management के, या फिर you have your architectures, you have your accountants, any other field that you can think of. They are particularly relying on LinkedIn to produce or to go into a network and just start networking with people. But I think arts has an element of speciality associated with it. So I don't think so that, or maybe I'm wrong, that LinkedIn would be the ideal profile for our students to go and network with the other artists. But if you have any other platform in your mind, or how they can utilize LinkedIn as a way of promoting their art, we would love to hear about that.
I want to clear this one thing कि we have this misconception कि हमारी जो success है वो एक, अगर उसकी जो journey है वो almost सबकी same है, which is kind of a lie. You can never compare yourself with anyone. Also, you can never ever learn from doing the same mundane things, strategies again. क्योंकि जो चीज़ आप पर, जो चीज़ किसी और पर लागू हो रही है, जो कोई और अप्लाई कर रहा है, it cannot be applied to you because you are a different person. I heard this one example from one of my friend. She was sharing this on her social platform. उसने ये कहा है कि उसके साइकोलॉजिस्ट ने she introduced a new strategy on thinking, on how to think differently. कि हम कभी भी अपनी गाड़ी में बैठ के किसी और के घर नहीं जाएंगे, हम अपने घर ही जाएंगे. Same goes with everyone else. तो LinkedIn for art account, I mean you can give it a try. There's no harm in it. But I feel like there's no growth to it क्योंकि आपके आसपास again creativity के लिए you do not need a specific kind of platform. LinkedIn is more of a strategic, analytical. I would say it's good for people who have a business, people जो economics में हैं, people who are educators of course, but it's not a good platform for displaying your portfolio. I mean you can take any kind of platform जहाँ पे that can upload pictures. You can again वही बात आ रही है networking. Now if you have networking, you will kind of realize कि वो कौन से social platforms use कर रहे हैं, and then you will kind of think about it, and eventually आप उसी पे अपना portfolio भी बना सकते हैं.
Okay, so the younger generation, specifically जो हमारी Gen Z है, they are, I mean, even my generation is spending half of our time on social media platforms, but the younger generation really knows how to make money out of it. So, specifically talking about the social media platforms, जैसे आपका Instagram आ गया, आपका TikTok आ गया, आपका Facebook आ गया, do you think these platforms are actually good for artists to project out their work?
Oh, hell yes, of course you can. I have seen so many strategies on how to promote selling of your artwork, of course. If I'm talking about my artwork specifically, it's painting, and of course my Instagram account handle, that's Anna Marzia. You will see a lot of my artwork on that platform. Lekin again, it depends on person to person. I'm not specifically a fan of having a lot of followers. I'm not a fan of that because at the end of the day my job is to present my artwork to the clients. But yes, it is true. Like, if anyone wants to know about the very well known secret, okay, at this point is not a secret, you have to have a social media presence, as bad as it sounds. If you are not present on social media, there's a high chance that you are not loud enough in the art market, or especially आजकल की generation में it is very important.
Okay, so social media is definitely really important, and आपकी वो followers वाली बात, I think what the art students need to know is कि they're not using these platforms to become an art influencer. They're rather using them to build different portfolios, or definitely they can connect you with the right people. They do open certain avenues for you. आपने mention किया कि to get rid of your creative burnout, you sometimes go and visit certain art galleries. So, since University of Rawalpindi is obviously in Rawalpindi, so can you name a few galleries in the Twin Cities that our students can go to, and what's the process that they can go to these galleries and look at the beautiful artwork of other artists?
The best part about most of these galleries is that they are free of charge. Then you can definitely visit these galleries with your friends and family. They will welcome you. The bad part about all of this is that ज़्यादातर लोगों को ये नहीं पता पाकिस्तान में कि हमारे पाकिस्तान में आर्ट गैलरीज एग्जिस्ट करती हैं, इवन द प्राइवेट वंस, द वंस जो स्मॉल स्केल की हैं. हमारे पास एक लार्ज स्केल की नुमाइश होती है. हम अक्सर सुनते आ रहे होते हैं अपने बुजुर्गों से कि नुमाइश लगी हुई है फलानी गैलरी में, वो भी बहुत कमर्शियल गैलरी होती है. देन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द स्मॉल प्राइवेट गैलरीज. व्हाट अबाउट देम? So the process is actually fairly simple. You need to network, and then you will network only in the art. Most of the networking happens in the art galleries. You need to find out where these art galleries are. ज़्यादातर galleries लाहौर और कराची में है. रावलपिंडी और इस्लामाबाद kind of has a bad luck when it comes to these things, although this is a very popular city. But I will name a few galleries. If you guys can find the time to visit these galleries, to visit them. There is Islamabad Art Gallery, there is Artscape, and there is Hunar Kada College of Arts. There is Gallery 21 here. It's like very much near this university. There's Sidhu's Art Gallery. उसके अलावा हमारे पास PNCA है. PNCA is like the place जो हर type का event host करवा रही हैं. Large scale पे we have Gallery 6, we have Lime Green, we have Arcade. There are certain platforms जहाँ पे काम exhibit होता है, जैसे इस्लामाबाद Art Gallery में हो रहा है F9 Park में. And then there's another gallery, it's Sir Syed Memorial. वहाँ पे usually most of the curators are hosting gatherings, and they're just displaying the artwork. So there are a number of galleries. I mean, if you follow one gallery, there is a high chance that you will find the other galleries in your surroundings as well.
Okay, so we have a long list of galleries over here. Acha, being the youngest lecturer here at University of Rawalpindi, obviously at such a young age, you're doing so much in the art community. और आपने भी कहीं ना कहीं किसी art gallery में अपना काम display किया भी होगा. We would love to hear about that. And अगर हमारे students भी किसी art gallery में जाके अपने आप को display करना चाह रहे हो, तो what's the protocol for that? और किस तरीके से वो जाके like is there any specific theme that they have to follow to display their artwork, or they can just go with whatever project that they're working on?
Okay, I have noted down 2 points. सबसे पहले नंबर पे again networking. Again, I'm repeating that statement over and over again. I built my way by networking. Alhamdulillah, उसके बाद I have exhibited a lot of artworks in different galleries, and it was solely because of the fact that I have been networking with the curators and the collectors. Second point is about the theme. So the theme selection is actually based on gallery में किस किस्म का शो हो रहा है. For instance, usually जो open call होती है gallery की तरफ से, gallery अक्सर औकात open call post करती है when you're following these art galleries, of course, on Instagram or Facebook. तो वो अगर कुछ post कर रहे हैं regarding their upcoming show, so usually they add in the email and they add in the theme of the artwork. sometimes it's portraiture, sometimes it's text, sometimes it's food. जैसे बहुत सारे type themes आ सकते हैं उसमें. If you feel like your artwork actually matches that theme, then you just go for it, and most likely you will hear back from them. You have to ship off your artwork. अगर वो out of city है, you have to of course ship it off before its due date. आपको gallery contract वगैरह देती है, उसको आपने sign करना होता है, and you have to agree to it. You should send off the artwork. फिर उसके बाद आपको आपका artwork display होता है, and it's of course good news. It's free of cost, and if it gets sold, it's even better news. So yeah, so that is the whole process. And of course, to answer the other question, I have exhibited my artwork in a lot of galleries. I cannot recall most of them, but I do remember a few specific ones. Just say there's VM Art Gallery in Karachi, O Art Space in Lahore, Kaleido in Lahore, and there's Samara in Karachi. There is Islamabad Art Gallery. So I have pretty many opportunities to present my artwork, alhamdulillah.
That's very nice. In fact, we would love to see your artwork as well someday. And plus, I think I am really loving how Pakistan is slowly adapting towards the art industry. क्योंकि शुरू में back in the days, back in the olden days, आपके पास सिर्फ दो ही fields होती थी. Either you go for engineering or you go for medical. There was no in between. But now, if correct me if I'm wrong, I think Pakistan is adapting more towards accepting art as a profession. एंड अब देखिए जिस तरह आपके पास कैफेज के अंदर they're having pottery classes, they're having cake decorating classes. Do all of these fall under the domain of art? And if so, can these small exhibitions या ये छोटी मोटी activities, do they qualify as you can say, do they qualify valuable enough to get rid of your burnout?
One thing I really like about today's contemporary time is कि आप सिर्फ artwork, सिर्फ आप art students ही नहीं देख रहे. There are so many other people who are engaging in artwork. I have seen some medical students who भी artwork में engage कर रहे हैं. They're creating some kind of product, they're creating stickers. In some way they are engaging in art. अब जो हमारी professors थी वो हम उनके टाइम से सुनते आ रहे हैं कि in 1970s and 80s usually जो art students होते थे उनके पास they were women of the elite class, and they used to come there to paint as a hobby. And art did not have any, well, art did have a functional value, but not when it came to education. And right now that I look at things, if anybody has been blessed to look at things in this timeline, there are so many things that are not functional without art. You would talk about any kind of advertisement. आप अपने favorite brand को ही देख लो, अगर वो कोई meme post कर रहे हैं, they're posting something funny, they're posting something that's trendy. I think it has more impact than their actual product. It depends on the packaging, it depends on the aesthetics, it depends on everything. So art is incorporated into every single thing. Second of all, yes, burnouts are definitely cured by engaging in any kind of art related activity. I can also think of a few activities that are happening cafes में हो रही हैं, especially in Lahore. It's like very vibrant. रावलपिंडी कुछ जगहों पे हो रहा है, कुछ studios जो हैं वो workshops करवा रहे हैं, and I think it is the only thing that the AI could not take over. It's the only profession that I can think of that AI could not take over other than farming. So it's like, yeah, you get to experience, you get less burnout, and of course you can also create a profession out of it. You can also create your own business out of it.
The one thing that I really liked about your answer was that this is the one field that is untouchable by AI. AI is एक general myth भी चल रहा है कि AI is gonna take over our jobs. AI is gonna take over almost every job related sector that you can think of. But the good thing about art is it's so creative, it's so unique, and it's so subjective that it's the one thing that AI can never take over. But we cannot deny the presence of AI and the influence it has on people. तो आप कुछ students को recommend करेगी specifically for the artist, any AI tools or any AI platforms that they can use to somehow enhance their artwork?
Regardless of whatever the timeline is, I feel like in the future AI can never take you over until and unless you allow it to take over you. It is true that you cannot escape the structure of the society. has to depend on the machine, and it's kind of scary for most of us. और हमारा सबसे पहला कंसर्न ये होता है कि क्योंकि एक स्टेरियोटाइप लागू कर दी गई है एक आर्टिस्ट के ऊपर कि उसने पेंट करना है और उसने इमेज का रेप्लिका बनाना है. Now the thing is, this is the very contradictory question that I have dealt with. How are there portrait painters, realistic portrait painters, even though camera exists करता है? And I felt like this is a this is from an evolutionary point of view of humanity. जब कैमरा आया था तो पेंटिंग सब्जेक्टिव हो गई थी. They were more abstract, they were experimental. अब AI आया, I'm pretty sure that there are people who are incorporating something that is far advanced than AI, but creativity can never die out. Even in AI, creativity can never die out. I'm not really sure about the preferences of people. There are certain people who prefer AI. There are most of the artists who are against AI. The one advice that I would give out is that depending on your profession, if you think you can incorporate it, go for it, because art has no limitations. But yeah, creatively, do not depend on AI.
I think these are some really good words of affirmation that we all needed to hear, that AI can definitely never take over us. Yeah, but we can use it for assistance and stuff. Okay, so there is a general conception related to artists. कहते हैं कि artists बहुत free spirited होते हैं. They are very vibrant. They are very you can say flowy, if that's the right word for it, that they are very free spirited and they like to keep in touch with your inner child, and I think that is what makes an artist successful. So can you suggest us some kind of tips that how you can stay in touch with your inner child? Because I think it's something that should not only be confined to the world of art, it's something that we all need to practice to somehow stay happy and to keep on top of things amidst the hustles of life.
I think I made this statement like recently in one of the questions कि a lot of kids growing up उन पे restrictions डाल दी जाती हैं कि नहीं, आपने आसमान का कलर ब्लू के अलावा किसी और कलर का करना नहीं है, या एप्पल रेड के अलावा किसी कलर का हो नहीं सकता, because we have been conditioning them into thinking in a very restricted way, in a restricted environment. So of course I feel like a lot of people have already lost their inner child, especially in Pakistan, जहाँ पे it is, honestly speaking, it is very rich in culture, very rich in arts, but unfortunately nobody supports it, especially when it comes to evoking your creativity. And one thing that I would like to give suggestion for keeping keeping in touch with your inner child, is that you have to go back to your roots. So a lot of us artists are actually envious of kids. Why? Because उनके पास skill तो नहीं है कि वो realistic portraits बना सकते हैं, but they do have one gift. It is creativity. So you have to go to the basics. You have to unlearn a lot of things. We call this strategy unlearning, where you are unlearning how the world is supposed to be shaped, like where you are unlearning how some kind of logic fits into a certain place. You are learning a lot of things. You have to create your you have to enhance your imagination by not restricting yourself or questioning yourself that why are you doing this. So a lot of artists are free spirited because they are never restricting themselves to any experience. If they are making some kind of mistake, if they are making some kind of error in their life, I think they would use that opportunity to learn something new, and they would call it a lesson instead of a failure. So that is a strategy on how you have to become more creative, and I think there is more depth to it, which has a lot of detail, but these are the most basic steps on how to keep in touch with your inner child.
I think that is just beautifully summed up. Okay, Waki, if you want to have an out of the box approach and an out of the box mentality in your life, you really need to keep in touch with your inner child. Thank you so much, Miss Hannah, for joining us today, and we had a really good time talking about all these questions with you, and I'm sure our viewers must have learned a lot from this podcast as well, and they would definitely be working on more creative projects in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and inshallah we'll see you guys next week with another episode. Until then, stay tuned to Link Up Lounge.